What's going on, everybody? Kevin Moses here at Pure Motion Fitness.
Ashley Williams, hi everyone.
How we doing? Coming out to you guys, say a little live feed here, live video. We wanted to go over, are you making these weight loss mistakes? So many people ask us questions every day, so we're gonna try to get this as concise as possible. I don't wanna talk for 2 hours on this topic, even though we could, but we really want to go over mistakes that people do every day that they're not even aware of that really hinder their weight loss goals, I should say, their weight loss goals, right?
Right.
So I'm going to let Ashley go first and one, and then we'll just go back and forth, okay? So you share one that you experience with your clients, and then I'll share, and we'll just go back and forth. And if you guys chime in with questions, let us know. If you like this, like it, obviously, and share it with your friends, because there's gonna be a lot of good information here. I guarantee you'll get something out of it, something to help with your weight loss and your health goals. So listen, stay tuned, and take part.
Yes. And guaranteed you're doing one of these things, because almost everybody is.
Yeah.
And it's good to know, oh, that's probably not helping my weight loss goals. So one of the biggest things that comes up for my clients is actually eating too few calories. So there is such a thing as eating too few calories. You're going to lower your metabolism. Your body is smart. Our body is very smart, and it adapts. It wants to adapt. So if we're lowering those calories and lowering our calories, our bodies, first of all, need a certain amount of calories, fuel, energy to survive, just to be breathing, to be walking around, to be alive. So you have to have that minimum requirement. And then after that, any extra energy you're expending, exercise, if you walk for your job, if you're very active basically in the day, you need those extra calories to fuel yourself. Yeah. It needs to be, quality calories. So often people are doing too few calories. Their body starts to adjust. Like, okay, well, if you're not eating enough calories for me to do these exercises, I need to provide breathing energy for you. I need to provide brain energy for you. All these basics. So I'm going to go ahead and just slow down and accommodate for this low calorie intake that you're giving me, and your metabolism, which just is a fancy word for all those things going on in your body, starts to slow down. And it's a lot easier to slow down than it is to rev it back up. So your body starts to get sluggish. You start accumulating fat here and there that maybe was being burnt before. So it just is a cascade. From those low calories.
Very true, very true. Starvation mode is not a healthy place to be, and you may see weight loss in the beginning and go, yes, we're losing weight. Unfortunately, what happens is once you go back to eating the normal way, you put on more weight than you had because you slowed your metabolism so low.
Your threshold now is down here instead of here.
Awesome point. I love that point, to be honest. I mean, I think that's a huge one that people really don't even quite get. Starvation mode is just, I just want to emphasize, not a place you want to be. Rev the metabolism up. We're going to share how to do that.
Right.
One of the things I want to talk about is breakfast. What to eat for breakfast, okay? So many people are eating cereal. Client came in their day, had a bagel, and some orange juice, high carbs, high sugar. This is one of the, to me, my opinion, my experience with clients, one of the worst ways to lose weight, because what you're doing is, it's all about hormones. A lot of it about the hormones and weight loss, okay? So insulin, you've heard of insulin, right? Released in the pancreas to regulate blood sugar. Now, insulin is a great hormone for storing fat. How does that work? Say, for instance, at night, I'm just going to give you a little example what happens. At night, you eat at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and then in the morning, you eat about 6 or 7. So that's about almost 12 hours of food you haven't consumed because you're eating, you're resting, you watch TV before bedtime, and then getting a big old carb meal. So at that 12-hour mark, I mean, not even 12 hours, but your blood sugar is so low, the last thing I want to do is spike up that blood sugar, because then big surge of insulin has to get released to regulate that blood sugar. And guess what that insulin does with that extra sugar? It stores it as a triglyceride, which is a fancy word for fat. Okay, so if you're looking to store fat, eat that bagel, have some orange juice, have that coffee with that, frappuccino, whatever you're getting at Starbucks.
Sugar.
Definitely want to. So my suggestion, is a hard-boiled egg. If you're on the go, somebody blow. Kevin, I got no time. I got to be quick. Got to be quick. Or maybe like a Kind bar and some almond butter. Fat, protein. Don't worry about the carbs because those are going to come from almost everything you're consuming. Just really try to get a high protein, high fat. Maybe even take a tablespoon of fat. Some MCT oil, some coconut oil, olive oil. That's going to slow that blood sugar down, that insulin response. Okay? So avoid those high sugar breakfasts. Number 2. Number 3 is on Ashley.
Oh, yes. Oh, my turn. So mine is skipping meals. So often we're, gosh, I'm just going to make it up, right? I'm going to make it up later or let's see, what do people say to me most often? I'm too queasy in the morning to eat breakfast. I'm not going to have breakfast. Just forget breakfast, I'll just start burning later on. I'll get my burn going with my lunch. Well, that's, there's a whole bunch of stuff I have to say about that one. But one of them is your body's going to make up for those calories in some way. So if you're skipping breakfast and you're going for that lunch and then dinner and you haven't really eaten your balanced daily meals, you're going to really be craving, maybe you're going to have that big dinner that you're trying not to have because your body is so hungry from skipping a meal during the day. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, so much to say about it. But often what I'll see, even myself, I'm guilty. I am going all day long. I'm training. I may have a bar here and there, but pretty much I skip lunch. And then what happens? I am ravenous when I get to dinner. I have way too much at dinner time when I do that. My husband makes extra meal. He says, oh, we're going to have leftovers for tomorrow. I ate 3 servings because I'm so hungry. And he looks at it and he's, oh my gosh, how'd you eat so much? I skipped lunch. Like, oh my gosh. And that's what happens. Our bodies are going to need to make up for it in some way. And then, I'm full. I'm too full before bed. And that's just going to sit there. So it just starts, it's a bad cycle. So skipping meals, you think, oh, I'll just burn up what I've got in my body. Well, it's probably going to catch up to you at some point.
Great point. Number 3. Number 4 is alcohol consumption. Sorry guys, alcohol is not a weight loss drink. And I think what's funny, and I'm not saying a lot of alcohol, I'm just saying a couple drinks a week can really throw you off on your weight loss. If you're in your 20s, great. You can probably burn it off. You're used to, doing activity and doing those things. But once we get older, our metabolism slows, okay? And alcohol, a glass of wine. Oh, but red wine, it's so healthy for you. I'm not saying it's not healthy. I'm just saying for the weight loss spectrum, I've had numerous clients come in wanting to lose weight. We talk about the food and the intake and what they're doing, and it's actually dialed in. Kevin, I have a chicken breast and broccoli and eating eggs it's dialed in. And then at night I see, 2 vodka sodas. And, vodka sodas, right? You got to understand, okay, alcohol needs to get processed through the liver. The liver is your oil filter of your body, okay? And when you consume alcohol, that's your first body's response to filter and take out. So if you eat and drink together, it doesn't worry about the food. It talks about the alcohol. Let's get the alcohol filtered. Let's get it out of the body because it can be poisonous. It can be, alcohol poisoning. If you accumulate too much alcohol, which I'm not saying you're having too much, I'm just saying you have to be aware that if you're really wanting to lose weight, alcohol is going to work, go against the blood sugar. It's going to slow down the metabolism. It's extra calories, and it really makes the liver sluggish. And that liver, again, is that filtering organ of your body that filters everything, filters blood, okay? Hormones and any kind of artificial sweeteners and colorings and everything. But those things, the colorings and the alcohol, they slow that organ down, and you need that liver to be efficient and doing what it's supposed to do and getting all those things out of your body. Yeah. So unfortunately, if you want to lose weight, you're going to have to cut down on the alcohol, a huge part of it, okay? You can always come back and have a couple of drinks here and there, maybe once a week at the very, most, I say. But, I mean, I used to, so if you've ever heard of ketosis, you can actually test ketones in your urine. And I used to do this at a wellness center. And I've had clients that come in and I just had one drink. It took a week to get back into ketosis after drinking, some of these people, okay? And look up ketosis. We're not going to talk about that right now, but, it's high protein, high fat kind of, consumption, really kind of burning the ketones. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
and to
it's
get
pretty
I'm
intense.
going to get a little nerdy on you. I'm going to get a little nerdy. There's 2 phases of the liver detoxification process, right? Phase 1, phase 2. That phase 1 is grabbing all those toxins and enveloping them in, the body's trying to grab them, right? I'm gonna grab you, I'm gonna grab you, and then encapsulate these toxins. And the second phase is to shove them out of the body, to excrete them, right? We wanna be having a healthy excretion daily, multiple times a day. That's from, the liver's gonna help you do that, right? But if you've got too many, it's grabbing too many, and that phase 1 gets bogged down, which we are under attack so much these days. There's toxins everywhere, pesticides in our lotion products, on topical, ingesting, environmental. There's toxins that we're fighting constantly right now that we never used to be fighting. So our livers are already doing a lot of work. And that phase 1 gets bogged down. Now, where do those toxins go then if they're not able to excrete like they're supposed to? They get that bottleneck effect. You can picture it. Your body's collecting them and collecting them. Where do they go? Where can they go? They're going to settle in your joints, in the adipose tissue. They're going to have to go somewhere. That toxic material. So that you could be highly toxic because your liver is just not able to process all that stuff. Alcohol is a huge toxin that it's trying to envelop, right? So think about that and how many, it's just one drink a night. Well, that really does add up.
It's pretty common too, one drink a night.
One drink a night. I just relax with my one glass of wine.
So Irish cream is okay on there, okay? In case you guys are curious, Irish cream is the best.
Irish cream?
Bailey's, I mean, it's just, perfect. I love that stuff, right?
Okay.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yes. Well, it should be an infrequent indulgence.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately,
Yes.
Dang it.
I know. But then you'll appreciate it all the more, and then you won't have those drawbacks. You won't have that accumulation. That next day it just wipes you out because your body couldn't handle it.
Mm-hmm. And guess what happens if you drink at night? You may not sleep as well, that deep sleep. So sleep is the next tip you must figure out.
That's right.
The more I'm in this business, the more I realize how people just don't sleep well. And there's so many, and this is the thing, we could talk a whole half hour just on sleep alone.
Right.
We're gonna give a few tips. My first tip about sleep, if you're not getting 8 hours of sleep at night, try to figure that out. Go to bed earlier. Shut off the electronics, no white, bright light. That's going to really affect you, that iPhone. Light stimulates the pineal gland, which stimulates awakeness, okay? So cut out the TV before bed. The computer's the worst. Your phone is the worst. You're right on there. It just stimulates that. Also, blood sugar at night is very huge, okay? So maybe take some fat or almond butter, which is my go-to about 9 o'clock if you go to bed at 10. That's going to regulate that blood sugar throughout the night, because this is the thing. Like, say you had a high carb dinner, and then about 2 o'clock you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm like totally awake. I feel awake. I hear this all the time. Guess what happens when you crash on your blood sugar? That's a stress on the body to release sugar. Cortisol says release sugar from, release sugar from your liver. I was like, trying to figure out what I was saying exactly. And it says, here's some more sugar for energy. And now you're awake because cortisol is elevated. So try to get some sort of insulin stabilizer, like I said, fat and protein, maybe an hour before bedtime. Not a lot of it, but a tablespoon of almond butter. Raw almond butter's my go-to. The raw is one of the best words out there. Not processed. It just is what it is. So definitely, that's my suggestion on sleep. There's a calm tea out there, or a calm drink with magnesium and calcium that can help you sleep more effectively. I'm not a huge component of melatonin, but my next tip is going to talk about the gut and melatonin and really how to get that more effective so you can sleep and get that quality recovery time, because if you're not sleeping, the whole day is ruined, right? And you're going to be fatigued, and your body says sugar, 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 sugar. That's going to give you more energy. It's not even like you're thinking to consume sugar. Your brain just says consume sugar. That's my energy source. That's my quick energy source. And then you crash and you go, I mean, it's just...
Yeah, your brain, your body, your brain either wants to sleep, or if it can't sleep, it needs energy then to stay awake. So what's the quickest form of energy? Sugar. And what I've been telling, if you're in our classes on Tuesday and Thursday nights, I've been telling a lot of the group here that fish oil, if you switch your fish oil to at night, it's a great way to lower your cortisol.
I'm okay with that. That's awesome. That's a great tip.
It's been really helpful even for me. It just helps to relax the body a little bit. And it's a great source of fat, that oil.
Yeah.
So if you do fish oil
Omega-3s, okay? Omega-3s.
Yes.
Get
it at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good one. And let's see. My next tip.
You're next. You're up. That was kind of my little,
My next tip kind of falls in line with one that Kevin previously said, but it's liquid calories. Those liquid calories that we don't count, right? We're not remembering that, oh, I did have a juice for breakfast, plus I had a Gatorade in between, and I had a coffee with 3 tablespoons of creamer for 10 a.m. snack, and all those liquid calories that we're drinking, and which kind of leads to my next tip, and not drinking water. So we're not drinking water, we're consuming these caffeinated and sugary drinks during the day that are adding calories, adding sugar, and we're highly concentrated. We're not drinking water. If you think about if you have an 8-ounce glass of coffee or cup of coffee, you need that 8-ounce glass of water plus your 8 ounces to replenish that water you're losing from the coffee. So you actually need to double the water intake to recover from that caffeinated beverage.
Definitely.
So those caffeinated sugary beverages, they actually add a lot to your water requirement, and if you're already not drinking enough water, you're probably pretty dehydrated at that point. And dehydration, if you find that you're stumbling, your balance is off, that's often it's from dehydration. It's usually sleep or dehydration.
Wow.
So that's a big one. We do a lot of balance challenging things in here, and when someone is off balance and they just cannot get it, how much water did you drink today? I'm like, none.
It's amazing how many people don't even like water.
They don't like the water.
Wow.
And
I'm sorry, but your body is made up of water, about 70%.
You gotta find a way to like it.
Well, just drink it. Your body's gonna crave it. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you're not liking water, I don't know. I'm not sure what to tell you.
And the more you drink it, the more you do start to crave it.
Yeah, totally. So just start.
Get in the habit of it. And by the time you're thirsty, probably a lot of you have heard this, by the time you're thirsty, you're already like a quart low of water.
Wow.
Your body's already pretty shriveled.
Inside, yes.
Inside, yeah. So that's my next tip.
That's a good one. That's a good one. These are a lot of good tips, man. Seriously, take notes.
Gold.
Digestion. Get this figured out, okay? If you have any kind of symptom, whether you're bloated, constipated, even diarrhea, you have gas, that means we're not digesting food properly, okay? And I've been doing this for 25 years, so I've had a lot of clients talk about this concern. But constipation, if you're not eliminating 2 to 3 times a day, you're not where you should be, okay? You think about it, if you're eating 3, 4, 5 meals a day and you eliminate once every 2 days, there is no way you're gonna lose weight, So you've heard this before, probiotics are the #1 thing you need to start consuming. And if that doesn't help, you need to talk to us, talk to a functional nutritionist, somebody that can figure that out. Like, well, let's What are you eating? What's causing this constipation? Maybe it's a food sensitivity. Maybe it's a bacteria infection. Maybe it's a parasite. Maybe it's a candida infection, which is yeast. All these things can really hinder that digestion and the elimination. Maybe you have leaky gut syndrome. That's a big one. That's really common right now. And let me tell you, the more I see these young kids in college and all the stress that they're under, stress can really suppress digestion, because stress releases cortisol, which shuts off digestion, okay? So right there alone, I mean, man, it's amazing how really unhealthy some of our upcoming kids are nowadays, these college guys, students that are just trying their butts off, all the pressure, getting A's, trying to get the best job after it, but we got to figure out how to regulate stress. So exercise, yoga, hiking, meditation, eating properly, good bacteria. I mean, you have to get this up to par. 2 to 3 times a day elimination. If not, talk to us, ask questions privately or whatever you need to. Got a questionnaire, we can do testing. Got to figure that out. 120%. And I was mentioning melatonin is the hormone that helps with sleep. The majority is made in your gut. 80% is made in your gut. So if you're not got a good gut digestive system going, you're probably not producing enough melatonin that's going to be released at night in that circadian rhythm to help you sleep. So now you're not, it's a cycle. Don't get in that cycle. And if you are, come into Pure Motion. We're more than just a fitness facility. We got the nutritional background. We got degrees. I got certifications. Ashley has a degree. I have the certifications. We've been working on this for years. So please get that figured out, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
That stress hormone, gosh.
Yeah.
That stress hormone puts us in fight or flight. And when you're in...
You can change if you want, Jeannie.
Yeah.
And just go around that way. It's okay.
It's okay.
People are coming in to work out.
So,
if you want to say hi, you can say hi.
So yes, if your body is in that fight or flight mode, and if you're in that fight or flight mode a lot during the day, think about it. Your body is not, it doesn't want to digest. It's thinking the last thing I need to do right now is concentrate on digesting. Mm-hmm. I've got a dinosaur to run from. I don't know. Whatever. That's the
Back
primitive.
In the day, yeah.
That's the primitive brain. That fight or flight, though. That's where it comes from. And it's thinking something is going to attack you. I need to be in threat mode, and it's going to do the very best to keep you safe and quick responses. In order to do that, it's going to shut down a lot of those digestive processes. So living in a perceived stressful, it's because all how we perceive stress, right? Stress, we need stress. Stress is great. It helps us to challenge ourselves and grow. And if we think of stress as a good thing, that's great. If we perceive stress as negative and we're starting to let it weigh on us and change our attitude, our brain function, then we're going to be deteriorating some of our processes. So perceived stress, how we perceive it, is very big.
Yeah, we all have it. In today's world, we're so in fast mode, and we're answering emails and texts and phone calls and kids, and there's so much going on. And that's great, right? We're busy, we're making money, we're paying the bills, but you have to de-stress. You have to take time for yourself. I don't care if you have 6 kids or 20 kids. You gotta, I know you're gonna laugh at that 20-kid comment, but you gotta figure it out. Even if it's 5 minutes somewhere doing something, or breathing exercises.
Breathing.
Breathe in, hold, breathe out, boom, a minute, whether you're driving or whatever, and you just have to figure it out.
If you're overreactive, if you find that you're reactive to situations when you probably could be less reactive, you're probably in that highly stressed state, and you just need to just change your mindset. Just change it, because not only are you reactive, your body is probably not functioning correctly. You're not losing the weight. Now you're stressed because you're not losing weight. Just adding to the pile.
Yeah.
It is. It's a domino. It's a cycle. And stop changing one of those things. One of those things that we talked about today might get you on the path to turning that cycle in a different direction, changing that pattern.
And if you need more in-depth explanation of any of those, just let us know. We will definitely help you out with that. I'm done on my tips.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, good. We're going to see you guys later. ask questions on this post. If you want another live video of a question that we can answer, it's fun for us to do this. We're also going to start interviewing people. We're also going to have workouts with some of our clients and non-clients and just having some fun here. So, you know, come on in, check us out. Let us know.
Let us know.
Share and like us too. Okay, thumbs up, heart us, heart us. Awesome. Okay?
Thanks, yeah.
See you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.